It's probably fair to say I can't quite believe I'm standing here today. My story, like many of yours, I'm sure, began very humbling with few expectations. I joined Neal's Yard Remedies Organic quite simply because someone asked me to. I'd never heard of direct selling, apart from an Ann Summers party I went to a few years ago, but I think less about that the better. And I had no real awareness of the opportunities MYRO could bring me. I just wanted to use our beautiful, safe, ethical, organic products in my therapy business. I should probably share a little bit about my background. My first career was as an archaeologist, but I'd moved into the banking sector a few years later and had been working in the marketing and later training departments. I really needed a career change. So I moved abroad for a couple of years to take a break and then trained and qualified as a massage therapist, which was going to be my new career. I was undertaking some further training in holistic therapies and facials when I met a lady on a course, as you do, with whom I got chatting. I told her I was really struggling to find the right products to use with my fledgling therapy business. I think I've wanted a bit too much, and maybe I'd set the bar a bit too high. They had to be animal-friendly, they had to be people-friendly, I wanted them to be organic, British, carbon-neutral, and absolutely ethical as well. She asked me if I'd ever thought about Neal's Yard Remedies. I remember I scoffed a little, sorry. I said, yeah, they're nice, but I really want a brand with a full professional range available to me. Why? She asked. Well, because I'm a professional, was the best thing I could come up with. But wouldn't it be great if your clients could buy the exact same products they've just seen you use on them, so they can keep looking and feeling great at home? Well, it was a good point, so we made an appointment for her to come round. She brought her starter kit, and she showed me some of the products. Needless to say, I signed up as soon as I tried our gorgeous organic products, and the other disappointing-looking organic range I'd ordered from my facials training course went on eBay that night. It wasn't just that the products were so beautiful and everything I had been looking for my business. I also had some really personal reasons for choosing to make MYRO a part of my life. Cancer had recently struck my family, and we'd been advised to go as organic as we could in our diet and to try and reduce our toxicity exposure. Quite forward-thinking doctors, actually, we had contact with. I already knew quite a fair bit about avoiding a lot of the nastiest chemicals, as I have an MI allergy, and I will do the full name, methylchloroisothiazolinone. That gives me what my housemate used to call Freddy Krueger face. Yeah, really kind guy. Pretty severe facial eczema when I come into contact with it. In fact, part of the reason for me actually studying facials was that I wanted to learn what I could use on my poor face other than just plain massage oil and water. But my facial training had also taught me that the skin absorbs 60% at least of what we put onto it, and that's in our bloodstreams in less than 30 seconds. It became clear to me that not only did I need Neal's Yard Remedies in my business life, I also needed these safe, non-toxic products in my life and in my family's lives. And yet, it was to be a while before I really saw the window of opportunity that Neal's Yard was potentially offering me. I think it'd be pretty fair to say that the window was firmly closed, and I think I had my back to it as well. And that's the way I wanted it. I didn't want to do parties or workshops or whatever else you want to tell me to call them. I certainly didn't want to recruit anyone. I had enough to do setting up my own therapy business. And I didn't even really want to sell anything. except for the fact that I felt compelled to share our products with as many people as possible because I knew they were effective and delicious, but also potentially a saviour to fellow allergy sufferers and to people struggling with their health. Well, as I'm stood here today, obviously something changed. And I've been trying to think what it was because it genuinely has felt like the most natural thing in the world to start sharing these products and our message farther and wider through parties and introducing people to become consultants. I can't imagine my therapy business now without offering all my facial clients a free mini top-up facial at home with a few friends, or sharing the business opportunity with fellow therapists or clients that would like extra income or something to do socially around a young family. Why wouldn't I mention it to them? I think for me, if I had to nail something down, the turning point was probably coming to my first conference. Like many of you, I sat there enjoying the talks and learning loads, but also wondering how on earth I was ever going to achieve what seemed like elusive career plan titles. Senior consultant, I liked the ring of it, but how was that ever going to happen? And how on earth did these people with other jobs and businesses have enough time to get to leadership titles? But I also found it really inspirational. I absolutely loved everything I learned about our company at that conference. And I went home with lots of aha moments and began to see how I might just open that window of opportunity a crack and start to fit MYRO into my working life a little more. The first thing I did when I got home was speak to my upline leader for some tips and support. I hadn't really done any training courses until then, as I'd just been merrily using the products in my therapies the way I wanted to. So we talked about which ones I should dial into, log on to, and attend at my nearest training centre, which was Covent Garden. I couldn't believe it was all free. I learned so many genius tips for how to really integrate Neal's Yard Remedies into my business, how to run parties and workshops, keeping it really simple and fun, and meeting lots of new clients along the way, and the non-salesy way of sharing and giving people easy access to our products. I put on my big girl pants and started to talk to people about joining, and all the benefits they could enjoy totally risk-free, how there was no minimum monthly orders, no pressure, just loads of friendly, collegiate support from a company that proved that sometimes the good guys win. I got my first few joiners, and with the help of my upline, I showed them the basics. And it was fun. I loved seeing their confidence grow, and some of them really blossomed, as I suppose I was doing. And although it was a steep learning curve, I got so much out of it, not just the additional income, which of course was very nice. As time went on, I stopped trying to reinvent the wheel and make it really complicated, and just followed the tips and challenges my upline leader and the company trainings offered. I had flung that window of opportunity wide, and I was loving the view. I earned incentive trips to America and Ibiza, and I had never been someone to earn performance-related trips before. And as my confidence grew, along with my team size, I started to truly feel like a businesswoman in my own right. MYRO now earns me twice as much as my therapies do and fills in the blanks when there are lulls. So January is my biggest paycheck, for example, which is a complete godsend. So now, here I am, and I keep setting these crazy big goals for myself, and somehow I keep achieving a lot of them. I would love the same for all of you who want it. And bear in mind, you might not want it yet, but you might do in the future. Or there might be someone in your team who would want it. So here are my 3 top tips, and I hope they're useful. Number 1, be brave. I often find that newbies feel they have to develop their confidence before they can really get going. And what I want to say to you is you don't need confidence, you need courage. I felt the same. I felt I needed to know everything before I could start. And actually, I just needed to be bold and be brave. Number 2, Be open, like that window. Try anything at least 3 times. I got here today by accepting the challenges that my upline set me, stepping out of my comfort zone pretty regularly, and really giving something a proper go 3 times before I decided if it was or wasn't for me. And finally, once you've been brave and you've been open, believe. Have faith in your own ability, even if you have to fake it to make it at first. Have faith in this 100% ethical company. If you're like me, set huge goals, and in shooting for the stars, you might just hit the moon. Or if you prefer to overachieve, set goals that you feel confident hitting and smash them. These goals can be around results, or they can be around activities, like the number of people you're going to contact, or the number of people you're going to share the business opportunity with. Whatever your goals are, have them where you can see them every day and believe that you can achieve them. Thank you.